let you just relax and stuff like that. You'll let me know when you're ready to go. So take your time. I like for people to be relaxed. And I'm sorry, I'm congested. I have sinus drainage, so
Thank you. Because work at a school, it can be anything.
that part. That part. That's why I stay inside as much
Yeah.
as I can.
I don't blame you.
So you ready?
I think so. Yes.
All right. One, two, who? Yo, what's going on? It's another episode of the 3% Show. I am your host, Jay Davis here. I have the incredible Miss T in the building.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
All right. Now she want to be bashful and shy, but it's okay. It's all to the good. For those who do not know, I had her partner on the show earlier, the plus size fitness. I say fitness, but she did an excellent job. She inspires me with the text messages, and Miss T was sitting in, and I heard incredible news. Can you give us that update on your incredible news and your achievement by any chance?
Yeah. A couple of weeks ago, we had a runoff for Teacher of the Year. It was me and a few other people who are very popular on campus.
Shout out for the educators.
Thank you. But after a few runoffs, I won Teacher of the Year on my campus at Albright Middle School. So,
Really? Congratulations.
thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now, it's
Thank
so
you.
important because, number one, I am for the educators.
Well, thank you.
I wanted to be a history teacher when I was younger.
That's what I do.
Really?
Legit. 8th grade U.S. history.
I didn't know. I saw a
Teacher,
movie when I
yeah.
was young, and old school 80s movie, but
Lean
the
on me.
history teacher. No, it was a white movie. It was a white movie.
Okay.
But the dude was teaching history, but he dressed up for class. And I
Okay.
thought that was so fire.
It is. It
like
is.
to engage with kids. Like I was like, I can do this.
Do you remember how old you were or what grade?
Probably in the third grade.
Okay.
So I have
Okay.
musical Tourette's and I have TV Tourette's.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I have
Okay.
Don't ask me to take a test. I'm a flunky.
Yeah. Me too.
But everything else, I'm gonna remember it. But I just wanted to appreciate you, as well as the educators. I met you at Don Line's Join for the Educators.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, just being able to see educators and teachers just relax and be in their own skin and be
Mhm.
cool or funny. Excellent. But like I said, you held your own. I appreciate you for allowing me to have that conversation,
Yeah.
to be able to build the bridge to get you here.
Mm-hmm.
So, education. Are you originally from Houston?
No.
Where you originally from?
I'm from a growing town called Lufkin.
I think I heard it. Is that
yeah.
Friday Night Lights?
It can be, yeah. And during the school year in the fall, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not from Houston. I can gladly say I won't claim it. I'm okay with that, and that's okay. It's
How long
okay.
have you been here?
It's almost 20 years.
And you still.
Nah, I'm surprised I'm still here. So it is.
Really?
It's a growing city. It's a growing city. You get a lot of opportunities. Besides the whole, weather situation and stuff like that. But for the most part, I can say this is probably the place to be. That's why we got a lot. That's why we got the whole nother area code.
That
So
part.
Knew
it. So give us. I'm struggling. I'm trying not to cough.
It's okay.
Excuse me. I apologize.
You're all right, man.
I'm a germ person, so
Yeah.
I don't like it.
You're good.
So can you give us a little bit of background about yourself and who you are, what made you get into teaching, or just about your upbringing?
Okay. Tanisha Schenkel, born and raised out of Lufkin, Texas. Okay. Deep east, backwoods. Well, not backwoods, but it's some woods. It was some woods
I'm not
there.
going.
I
I'm
wouldn't
not
go back
going
there
to the
either.
east.
But yeah. And raised in between Lufkin and Dallas, outside of Dallas, Duncanville, to be specific.
She from Daytown.
Yeah. D-Town, man.
I heard. I was just there this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
It ain't D-Town no more? Oh, okay. My bad. Go ahead.
Yo, you from Oak Cliff? OC? All right, then. But, yeah, and I always been, I'm surrounded by a lot of teachers, not necessarily by vocation, but that's what they've been doing since they grew up.
Yeah.
So my grandmother, my moms, my great aunts, all of them had something to do with rearing of somebody.
So
then of
you're
course
almost legacy as far as teaching.
it's kind of like that. Yeah. And but none of them really actually went into teaching at like an actual school. It was
Okay.
more so in the city, working with the youth and stuff like that. And
What year
so,
was this?
ooh, uh,
The reason why I'm saying that is because most likely that was needed,
oh yeah.
depending on how far
It was
back
in the
we go.
'90s, yeah. So
Yeah.
when I say that, that's the other reason why I have an appreciative of the elderly.
Mhm.
So I was a part of that generation where my great grandmother would wake us up on a Saturday morning, rain, city to snow, and we would go to the nursing homes to go sing.
Oh, that's
She'd
nice.
be banging, well, not banging, but she'd be playing on the piano and stuff like that. And she got
Mhm.
us all lined up. It's at least 15 or 25 of us
Yeah.
singing on a Sunday morning to some people we don't even know.
Selfless.
Yeah. And so visiting, doing that, in between that and visiting the sick and shut in, going to the hospitals and stuff like that. So basically what I'm saying is I had a very religious background. But we would do like a lot of footwork,
Yeah. Faith without works is dead.
It really
It
is.
truly is.
Nobody tells that part. You can believe all day, but if you don't put no action behind it, you ain't gonna get nothing.
For real.
That's true.
Absolutely. I truly
Yeah.
believe it. That's why I tell people I pay step forward. That's
Mhm.
why I have a platform like this to give people the opportunity to speak their truth because you might inspire somebody else.
Right.
I truly feel like the next big thing isn't necessarily the most shiniest object. It's already shiny. We just need to reach down and get them and lift them up. So
That's it right
that's the
there.
reason why I feel what you're saying, paying it first,
Yeah.
paying it forward.
Yeah. The other thing is though, is like when you're doing that kind of footwork and stuff like that, you
Mhm.
sometimes you forget about yourself. And you forget to learn who you are as an individual and not as a collective, as a group.
Correct.
And so that's why I'm grateful that I moved away from Lufkin.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with Lufkin. It's back home. You're going to get some good sleep. When it rains, you're going to sleep real good. You know what I'm saying? But you have to get out and move on your own. So let me tell you. Okay, so my grandfather, Leroy Shankle Sr., so I said in 2003, 2004, I said, I want to go to school in Houston, He said, all right, when you get down there, you're down there. And he turned around and kept doing whatever he was doing. He was, pastor and stuff like that. So I was like, okay. So I already had a job, got some stuff set up, transferred my job from Lufkin to here, got me a place. Did all of it, okay? Got down here, first week, started at TSU. Where I'm from is most of the time we see a lot of black people on Saturday and Sunday, but during the week we don't see that many. Well, when I moved to Houston, it was too many. I couldn't do it. It was a culture shock.
Anxiety, yeah.
It was a culture shock,
And it's okay to say because you never know where people are from.
You're
never know.
right.
And Houston is so diverse.
Yes, it is.
With Houston pride.
Yes, and downtown, being on TSU's campus.
Precious.
Yeah.
You can laugh. You good. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, take two. Go.
Yeah, I felt like precious. Yeah, and so because I had to get out of there, I didn't want to be
Yeah.
in there. So I called my cousin, and I said, "Hey, Mo, come and get me or whatever." And she came and got me. She said, "Listen, I can't keep coming to get you every year.
Right.
Every weekend, And so I called my grandpa's. I called my grandparents' house. I said, "Granny," I said, I did go to work. I did what I was supposed to do, but I'm short on my rent." She didn't even say nothing. She just handed the phone to my grandpa, Leroy phone. So she gave him the phone. And I said, "Hey, Papa, I'm working and stuff." And he said, "Your car's okay?" "Yes, sir." And all this, yes, sir. I said, "But I don't have any money for my rent." He said, "I told you when you get down there, you're down there." And he hung up the phone.
Life lessons.
And he was alive for at least a good 10 years after that. But ever since then, I wasn't upset or angry with him. But every time I came in contact with him, we was going somewhere, I say, "I got my own money, man." And he'd be like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Remember when you get down there, and you hung up the phone? Remember that?" He told me, "I don't know what you're talking about." I said, "No, remember I called and you just hung up the phone, man."
Yeah.
And to this day, I still don't remember what I did for that rent. I don't remember. All I know is I did not want to go back home because I felt like home was my launching pad. I had to get away.
Correct.
And
I understand
and to
that.
see what I can do
Yeah.
outside of family. Because I have cousins and stuff here, but my safety net is not here.
Right.
I don't know why I call it safety net, but I guess family That's what I mean. Yeah, they're there. Yeah, they're not really here. You know what I'm
And I
saying?
understand that because
Yeah.
I've been going on 15 years on February the 2nd. And I always tell people, I encourage people to tell their kids to go away to college.
Yeah.
You can always come home. Home ain't gonna never go nowhere.
Right.
But being here, I can honestly say that. Is that good? She get on the mic?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead, because she trying to hold.
Yeah.
She over here trying. She over here talking about.
Look, I'm holding it.
I'm gonna edit this part.
Yeah,
so
it's cool.
This is some good conversation.
Yeah.
though. I gotta.
And now listen, I'm 39 on the cusp of 40 in April, and I'm excited about
Wait till
40.
you get 40.
I'm excited. I don't know what's gonna happen,
Life-
but these 40 people, they be like,
Life,
It's
you
where
can't
it's
pay
at.
me to be 30 or 20.
oh really?
And I'm 46. I'm breaking down, but I'm 46.
I'm older than both of y'all.
I turned 40.
man.
That acid reflux hit me. I said,
But see, you learn how to eat for your body or eat for your age.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, you
at
learn to
39, I can't
adjust.
eat that kind of stuff.
You learn to adjust.
Yeah, I'm still trying. Just
No,
60
I don't even
pounds
want
off.
to try.
I'm gonna say this: when you were talking about leaving, I'm from Dallas.
What part? What part?
I'm from Oak Cliff.
OCB, baby. Well, I
Oak
said
Cliff,
OC
Texas.
Well, Oak Cliff, Texas, but my brother used to play for the Oak Cliff Bears.
Oh, I know about the Oak Cliff Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. I know that little cheer.
Yeah.
But I'm about 2003.
Okay.
Because I used to go to. I moved down here originally in 1994.
Okay.
That's
When
a
the
young-
Cowboys was winning.
I came down here to go to college. was.
But they
I-
high though. Yeah.
I moved down here in '94 to go to college, and I stayed down here a year. I couldn't adjust. I couldn't.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a
I
lot.
couldn't
here.
adjust, and so I go back home. 1995, I go home. 10 years, I go back. I'm in Dallas for 10 years. I managed to get married and divorced twice.
Me.
2 kids.
Flip it to flop.
I mean, just And I remember about September 2003, I told my mom, I gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, huh? I said, I gotta go back to Houston. She says, well, what about your husband? I said, he won't be going with me.
Hello, Tom.
I didn't know though. I didn't know
Yeah.
why. It was
It's
just
just what
it's
you wasn't
just
doing.
what happened.
Sometimes God will push you off the ledge so you can come to a
I'm about to
safer
shout over
level.
here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that's what happened to me when I was back home. I had things going on emotionally. I knew it was time for me to go when I legitimately was at work at dealers.
Mm-hmm.
Something happened. I just started crying, and they were like, "You need to go home,"
was like,
because I normally keep my stuff together.
But you.
But when I moved here,
Yeah.
just like you were saying, I've never drank so much. I've never partied so much.
I love it.
Chachos had me gaining 15
Oh
pounds
no,
per year.
you ate cha-cha.
Club Chachos at
Club
16.
Chacho.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you come here and now you're forced to what? Swim.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's
Find
it
out
right
who
there.
I am. And
Yeah,
I was
but-
in
Yeah.
flight mode for 8 strong years. I didn't give
That's a
myself
long
enough
time.
credit because I have beautiful friends in high positions.
Mm-hmm.
But I was just like, it was just horrible. My body changed and more. So I understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
the fear of falling.
But-
Your safety net isn't here. I gained
I was about to
Great
say,
friends.
but that's where you get
day
who you
twos.
are.
Mm-hmm.
That's when this is what builds you. Because I tell they was like, you're not coming back. I was like, for what? I came down here, I was struggling.
I was in Greens Point.
Look, I
Wish I would have stayed. $530 for rent. I should have been like midnight, one candle, one cot, and stacking money.
I would tell anybody to hear the story because I moved down here with someone who we needed each other. He needed somebody to help him.
And you
I needed
needed-
I needed somewhere to stay.
Yeah.
And we made it work.
Hmm.
I was struggling. I was like, I had left my kids in Dallas. I was like, I have to make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you're forced to swim,
You gonna swim.
you're going to swim.
Yeah.
And that's actually accurate, and just like she was saying. So at what point did you say, hey, I'm coming to Houston and I'm going to do the teaching thing? Like, I know
Yeah.
you spoke of your parents and grandparents, just basically volunteering and doing, but at what point did you catch that bug and really fell in love with it?
Yeah.
It wasn't until maybe after my second year of teaching. Yes.
What grade did you teach though?
Eighth grade, still eighth grade. I'm still in the same context.
Come on, eighth
Yeah.
grade dances.
I don't do those.
Really?
She said, I teach and go
no,
home.
8:15, 4:15. I do my what I gotta do at work because you have
Yeah.
to, but that comes. This is my 9th year teaching. You have to find a separation. You also have to keep your identity.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And you can't let your job, the money, the people, the paperwork, you can't let that consume you because if you do, you will not be able to function.
You want to
It's
live
self
life.
sabotaging. Yes, that's exactly what it is.
And I've seen
See,
so many
and I-
people burn out from that,
Yes.
from pay to depending on who's in charge
hmm
to schoolroom cliques.
Yeah.
As far as the teacher, Abbott Elementary ain't wrong.
And no, they
It
not.
goes
They
down.
not. And I see myself. Yes, I
'Cause
see my mentor.
I was always cool with the janitor at my school, Terry. He knew everything.
For real.
Terry knew everything. We go skip class. We're going to go to the janitor office. And
Oh,
sit down.
okay.
What'd you say? I like the common man.
That's it. That's what I'm gonna do.
I like the common.
What Theo say? Garbage man. That's what I'm gonna be.
And what did Heathcliff say? What?
Absolutely.
You ain't 8 yet, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it right there. Now, what I can say for sure, what pushed it besides second year, realizing when I finished at TSU and I had a bachelor's in history, I knew I wanted to teach it, but I wasn't certified to do it. So I had to go back. I went to it's not called what I'm finna say right now. I went to Houston Baptist University.
Okay.
I don't know what they call it now. I don't know. Anyway, HBU. That's where I went. And once I realized that you for real here by yourself, if something happened to your partner, what are you going to do? And at the moment, I was working at a call center downtown in between jobs, trying to figure out, am I going back to school? Am I doing this? So
Figuring
once I became the adult in my head, that's when I pushed it. And so it wasn't until second year that I fell in love with it. First year, nah, man, I ran out of there. I remember one day. Okay. This was back when what's that show called with Taraji P. Henson and the other guy talking about Satan, man. You know, he sounded like he's shaking at the same time. He was on Hustle and Flow. What's
Oh,
it?
man.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
You know, yeah. So it was when that series first came out. That was my first year teaching. And I remember watching Power, and I was.
Oh, you're
I was,
talking about I know what you're talking about.
Is that the name of the show? It's
No.
not Power.
It's the Lions, Leo Lions.
Damn.
I've never watched
Yeah,
it.
not
Go
Power.
ahead.
call
Damn,
it
that
Sugars.
show.
I made you laugh.
I don't even know what that. I never watched one episode.
I tried.
But I know what you're
But
talking
you know what I'm
about.
talking about, though,
Yeah.
that show.
Yes.
Okay. So I remember replaying a track from my head. I was going boom, 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 boom. And the kids started repeating back what I was saying because they watched the same stuff too. I was like, bro, you're not supposed to be doing that. But I think with my second year for sure, when I started being able to have an actual conversation with the students that I teach. Yeah, I teach the content. We ain't got long. We got like 45 minutes or something like that. So I do what the state tells me to do and what A-Leafs tell me to do. And eventually we become accustomed to each other where we can go ahead and teach and then we'll have a real life conversation.
Correct. Because I think teachers should be able,
We
as a
have
great teacher,
to.
you have to kind of know what's going on with each student.
Yeah.
You can
You
tell.
have to know your students for them to learn.
Yeah. And to get them to actually do the work, you have to
Right.
win them over.
Yeah, you got to get them to buy into
You have
the
to,
program.
yeah. It's
But
almost
the way they
about
got
tricking.
y'all teaching, you got hard to sell it.
It is, especially when the content is boring. And I sell it. I tell them that from the jump. I say, listen, this is going to be boring. I'm telling you now. Okay. If we're going to talk about a bunch of dead white people. And I tell
Adios.
we're going to talk about a bunch of dead white people. I said, but we're going to try to figure out why did they do what they did that led us to what we got right now.
Now, this was later on, right?
No, this was
'Cause
second year.
I know that. No, I'm talking about your second year of teacher, but teaching because things have changed, and we'll get into that later
Oh,
on.
yes. It's not the same.
It's worse now.
Well,
It's
go,
rough.
Go ahead on where you
It's
are.
rough.
Got
But
you.
we just try to have conversations and build a relationship with it. And you know, they sell us that at the beginning of the school year. You know, admin, you got to build a relationship, learn your students. I mean, you got to give us a chance though, because some of these people is crazy that's in this classroom.
Sure,
like, for
they come
real.
from-
Or
They
you
come
never
from
know
crazy.
what their home life is like.
You
That's
sound,
legitimately.
sounds just like admin. For
Yeah.
real. And I'm talking about, no, they is crazy.
No,
for
I
real.
believe you.
Yeah.
The kids are
The kids, yeah. Because see, people on the outside, they don't know what we really do inside those walls
I have
because
an
there are
idea.
no windows. You should come and visit.
No, I don't like kids like that.
I would do it.
But just, no,
Because like I
seriously.
said, I
though.
grew
Kids
up
like
wanting
me,
to
I don't
teach.
like them.
Yeah.
And I've always known, like my friends' parents were teachers, so I've seen the good, bad, and indifferent.
Yeah.
And I seen that they wear it on their face. That's why you have to learn how to disconnect
and you got to
yourself.
fix your face
Mhm.
and your words.
You be like,
Okay, girl.
see, I don't do that. I don't do
See
that.
that- see-
That's it.
I
Go-
think your eyebrows
go
is
sit
gonna say it
down.
all.
go and,
Look,
and that,
right here.
here, I ain't even playing.
What is it? Fix your face.
fix your face, Shackle. Fix your face.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, education, you make it what you want it to be.
Yeah.
And it does come with those days where you want to walk out, or you're mouthing some expletive at the ceiling because, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, it's life.
because you can't say
You're
it
human.
right out, and you
Yeah.
trying not to say it right. The other thing I thought about though is that in the generation or the time period right now, like my age group, a lot of us are dealing with trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a lot of kids that are dealing with trauma.
So that's just
It's some traumatizing stuff that happens in the classrooms at times, because you have like a dynamic of somebody trying to figure out, everybody trying to figure out who they are and what they really want to do.
and they're 8th graders.
Yes, 8th graders as far as the kids, and then you have the teachers that are still trying to figure out who are they really, and is this really what I want to do?
Right.
Should I be staying with this job? I got some peers where they've been doing this for all of my life, and this is year 9 for me. And as far as I'm concerned, bruh, I care about me.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause
And
my
that's an
parent-
honest assessment, and
yeah,
that's why I'm glad you're on here, because I think it needs to be more honesty.
Yeah.
And people do need to be able to communicate honestly and let somebody know where you truly are.
Yeah.
So that way you can build the rapport. You can build from it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll know somebody's strength versus, go ahead and take a walk. We good.
Yeah. Because when they announced it, we went to an establishment afterwards, and I didn't know that my principal was coming. So she rolled in or whatever, and I said, "Hey," I need you to understand, this job is hard, and I talk about 289 in my personal therapy sessions. 289 is my classroom number.
Okay.
Okay. And she said, "What you mean you talk about therapy, or you have therapy about your class?" I said, "The way my classroom is set up is because of therapy. I'm talking to my therapist on what can I do to better myself
Correct.
for them, because these people, they about to be, in the next 4 years, they're going to be in high school."
And it's scary knowing that you're going to a place, 9th grade, where people are more developed.
Yep.
You have people that are preying on young kids. You have bullying.
So how did we manage?
We had them parents that was actually parenting. You didn't have no
You
punk.
had their
Boom. You had-
grandparents.
that's it right there.
that
You
was
had a
holding it
big mama.
down.
You had a big mama. You had a memo.
Because I think about, I'm thinking, and I hear what you're saying, they're going into this whole new world.
Whole new world.
Whole new world.
It is.
And I'm thinking to myself, how are you not prepared? Is the phone in your problem?
You're in
Is the
the
phone
eighth-
the problem?
Well, I mean,
8th grade
You're in
was-
the 8th grade. In the 8th grade, this is the thing. I tell people all the time, please don't give your kids smartphones that's making dumb decisions.
Well, parents be
gonna be
making a
key.
dumb decision. So
Because they give it to them when they a baby
Exactly.
and hand it to them. Say, here, because they don't. Well, and you, with that in mind, and you also have some parents who cannot be at home. They have to go to work.
But
But
it's
in
been like
essence, I'm
that.
talking about if you know your kid is having an issue with having a phone or the
And they don't
pictures
take it
that are-
away.
Yeah, you're messing up. That's why I said don't
And the
give a kid a
games, too.
smart. I would give a kid a flip phone. If you want that text to go on, you must
You
really
gonna run
need
through
to get
the
it out.
You're going to go to that 1, 2,
You
3,
gonna
4, 5.
You gonna
run
K.
that ink
1,
out
2, 3, 4,
on the button.
You're gonna learn how to pick
You
up
need
the
a
phone.
jitterbug. That part.
But yeah, it's real because
Yeah.
I've always wanted to. I love learning. I love the youth, and I love people my age.
So
but
won't you go teach?
Sally Mae ain't gonna know my name.
Don't do that.
I ain't
Don't
going
do that.
because I learned one thing about the school game and the prison system.
It's the
You
same
might
thing.
graduate,
Yeah.
but when that loan come, let me go ahead and go back in. Let me violate my parole. Let me sign up for this master's, this doctorate. You
Trust me, I
running
know.
from Sally Mae. I don't want her to know my name.
I feel you. I feel you.
I think when I left KCK, I didn't even know I was supposed to drop class. My GPA was .17.
Wait a minute.
He said that was the other class
I
that he
showed
did
up to
the-
eat. Are the Republicans talking about me? I was eating good, and I was watching. When asked my major, it was Victor Newman 101, and I minored in Trading
Oh my
Spaces because that's what my shows I watched. Young and the
You didn't do
Restless.
no school.
Oh my God.
So you just wasted the hour.
I was an athlete. I wish I would have took advantage of the schooling because I was an
should've.
All-American athlete,
You should have took that.
but that comes from your upbringing. I didn't know what my guidance counselor really was for. They didn't tell me that if you need help, this is what's here for you.
You know what I find funny and interesting? Like when we were in school, it was hard to get the information. So
just seen
going to
something like that.
college was kind of like you got to go out there and hustle just to get the information to go to college. Now they have the information right there. Like they can just hit Google. The
Chat
guy,
GPT takes your notes for you.
yeah, like they can get by, and they just so uninterested. It's like y'all got it so easy, and y'all don't even try.
So how do you feel about that coming from an era of learning where they gave us that BS calculator that cost so much money that didn't work?
The
First of
TS
all,
10106L.
never could afford one. Looking over somebody's shoulder, talking about, can you do this one for me? Anita Horn wasn't about to get that.
He said, "Hey, put this in your calculator for me."
Hey, I'm going to the I'm sick. I'm going to the office. I'm in there with Terry and the custodian talking about what we gonna do today.
You need some help.
I'm gonna be this guy. He knows it all. But how do you see it? Because I had a situation with my beautiful nephew. I had to go to the school for him, and I was just like, bruh, you have a MacBook. We went from not being able to be educated to dying to learn how to read and more. From my grandmother accountant, had that envelope, did all her bills on that the white envelope.
Yeah.
I pulled out my calculator, put that down. You're going to learn. So how do you feel about the era of education as far as now? Is it inspiring or is it more sad based or scary to know that I feel like this is the smartest generation as far as technology and more, but when it comes to self-application and being in the world, it's like a set off.
That everything that you just said is true. They are disconnected mentally. Okay. They know how to use a device, but they do not know how to use a device to actually get something done as far as like a task at school. Okay. So for example, if I have so in my classroom, the way I have this little tiny desk in front of me, and then over to my left, there's this large screen, okay, and there's a keyboard attached to it. And so I'll put the cursor where I need to go, but then I'll just start typing. I'm not even looking at the screen. I'm just typing. Yeah. And the kids are like, how you do that? I said, what you mean? You typing without looking. I said, well, you. And then I'm looking at them like, why you don't know this? You got two hands. You put them on home row. Well, what's home row? Why you don't know this, baby?
Shout out to
They
Miss
don't have
Rose and typing class.
They haven't been taught. They don't have basic common sense.
They don't have that basic, but they cut it out though. So like cursive, writing in cursive.
I still write stuff in cursive.
Can I tell you
They took that
You
out.
could write a love letter and throw every last one of them off.
Listen, they writing in cursive, knowing how to tell time on an analog clock.
Don't know how.
Can't do that. Setting up a proper email, sending documents. If they learn something, it's from TikTok or it's from Instagram. It's not actual sit down and get it. But the other thing is, though, as a teacher, I have to figure out a way to teach this person that does not know how to apply the technology that they have to the content that we're actually learning.
Along with 12 other kids.
That have the same issues.
Teachers have to diversify each student in one classroom.
Within 45 minutes, while taking phone calls, while checking emails, while responding to a referral, while getting another extra kid coming into your classroom and having to basically set them up, it's not enough. And it's more so, and it is scary.
Because they base that off, you can do a hell of a job, but at the end of the day, they look at performance. They look
Performance
at
and
grades.
productivity. Yes. And as a teacher, this is gonna sound bad when I say it out loud, but you know how some people say, "Well, can you really be that stupid?" Yes, you can.
Who's stupid? The kids.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah. And then for me, I have to remind myself.
You can't say that.
I know. No, well, that too.
I'm your
but
voice
I
inside your head.
but
You can't say
I also remind myself, hey, this person is 12 or 13 years old.
Correct.
They just in a giant body. Something
I
is,
think
something
that's
is in the
something that
food.
I
I have
always
to remember
remind
that. I
people
have to,
that
but that's
things this
therapy.
big-
That's therapy.
This big to
Therapy
us
working.
was
That's
once
therapy.
this big.
Yes.
This little mole
Yes.
was so draining and
Mhm.
a worry ward to when we get adults. Like I always remind people, don't forget we were kids
Yeah.
too.
I was
But
just
you
like
know
them.
what the
But-
maturity level.
But
I mean,
but it's all about the house though. Who's at the house?
oh yeah, because I was like when I was 13, it's like you know what you got to do, get it done.
But you got an old soul.
Well,
I
the
do.
other thing is though, you also have to consider me and another one of my buddies was talking about this. In education, a long time ago, they used to say that children that have a disadvantage if it's only a single parent.
I was at
It's not that.
It's the work that you put
It's
in
the
at home.
parenting.
because my mama, I was a latchkey kid. You know, I get
I
out
was
of school,
too.
go home, lock the door, get on that homework,
Yeah.
change them clothes. You knew the routine.
Because your mama had that
My
pressure
mama said, "Don't you open that door
for
for
nobody.
nobody."
Talk about the pressure of having the key on your neck.
Baby,
And trying
age-
not to lose it.
And when you walking past
But
adults.
but you know what? That's like when I go by the schools now and I see the long line of the parents, and I said, "That's the problem." You don't realize it. If they be trying to kidnap the kids, don't nobody want them fucking kids. Don't nobody want. Hold on.
Times have changed now.
Well, times have changed.
I live in
Changed,
Houston
but
where it
mostly, hold
happens.
on, mostly don't nobody want them kids.
Well, I think one of the biggest things.
We in high school.
Oh, we were talking about the
I'm in
younger
middle
kid. We
school,
talking about the
yeah.
babies.
I'm the
I
babies. may
I'm
be
still
different.
heartbroken that the girl I liked in 8th grade had a boyfriend that was in the 10th grade. I'm
But
still mad about that.
Whoa.
We grew up in that era when
Hey,
you got
we
we
picked
call
up
that
like
fast. She was fast.
But she knew what she wanted.
She did. She did.
broke my heart. That's why I like
Yeah.
seasoned women now.
But I think a lot of it is parents haven't allowed their kids that you set the foundation and you say, look, this is the way this gonna go. You can't be waiting. You can't just keep walking them through it because they're not gonna learn.
Well, I think that's absolutely true. In today's times, I think parents are more limited and restricted on what they can do versus when you get down to it. I always believe, like, I hear a lot of parents say, I'm at home with my child every day. Shout out
Being
to
at
all
home
the
don't mean
parents, no
nothing.
matter if it's
Yeah.
a single parent home.
Yeah,
But what
don't
I
mean
said
nothing.
was, over the last 15 to 20 years, we developed this culture where, okay, you might be at home, but y'all don't eat dinner at the same table.
No.
If you tell them put their phone away, it's an issue. Your child has cable in their room, smartphone. They don't need to come out. They're independent. You're in the living room watching your shows, DVRing what you want to catch up because you're at work and more. Your husband or boyfriend might be in another room. So you got 3 people in the household independently living.
No
But there's
conversation.
no
commu-
conversation.
No communication.
And then again, there's no shows to watch as a family like we had the Huxtables
This is true
in
too.
the Cosby Show.
This is true. Yeah, because that I had on a Hillman shirt.
Come on.
One kid was like,
Where is that at?
Cosby Show? I was like,
That's the
it
one.
right there. And somebody was like, that ain't no real school. I said it was if you watched that show
I thought Hillman was real.
I did too.
for a long time. Yes.
Like I thought Hillman
but
was
it made you
real.
want to go. It made you
I
want
think
to
that's what made a
experience
lot
that.
of us want to go to college.
Yeah.
Yeah. It truly did.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you watch it now, Cree Summers was so on point.
I knew you was about to go there.
But I'm saying the political stance she had
Yes.
about things,
Yeah.
Dwayne Wayne was so instrumental in how
Yep.
to grow and make.
Maturity.
I didn't know what an engineer was.
He was mature.
You know what I'm saying? You got the Ron Johnsons, but I mean, it's so many life lessons. And I actually knew
Mhm.
I needed therapy because I was watching A Different World from season 1 when they had Aunt May, you know, the white girl that's on Spider-Man. She went to a black college. That's why she's still cool.
Okay.
Hillman is
That
real.
is Aunt May. Cause she
You
was
watch
on,
too much TV.
it was like on the first few episodes when
Yeah.
she on the pilot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Aunt May was
That
in the
is Aunt
house.
May.
And I literally was watching and I started crying. and I couldn't figure it out. And I went to therapy because I think therapy is incredible
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
if you
keep
tell the
this-
truth.
Yeah, that's the other thing too.
And I realized that had to be the 3rd to 4th grade. That was the last time I actually felt safe in my home as a kid because I grew up so fast with things around me, from weed,
Uh-huh.
from drugs. I'm a tall kid, I'm skinny. So you got the whole Antoine Fisher thing going on with older girls
Yeah.
and babysitters.
Mhm.
And it was
Mm.
so much going on. And that's when I knew I had to go to therapy because my champagne and my highlights, what we were talking about before, was I thought that's what life was going to be
Yeah.
until life happened.
Yeah.
And I really feel like educators are these brilliant people who inspire. Now, you got some teachers that just want to teach. You got some that just want to coach to get that extra 3 Gs.
Yeah.
I get it.
I know somebody.
But when
like
you
that.
have people that want to innovate and inspire, it's hard when the system breaks it down and take the love away.
Yeah. Yeah. Take it, and it's hard, it's draining, it's saddening. And when you really think about it, for me, I just look at it and I say, man, I'm gonna get old one day, and one of y'all gonna be in charge of wiping my butt and giving me my medicine. You better make sure you can read. I'm not playing with you. You better
4 of these,
I'm going to write in the cursive
3 of
on
these, write it in
purpose.
cursive.
I'm standing on all
But,
caps.
but you know, and it's so funny because I got a few students that catch my humor or my sarcasm, and they be like, "Dang, she for real."
But that's real spill because I feel like when I talk to kids and they don't know old school music, the Chronic, if you got to go rap, if you got to go to SWV, to Ohio, when I see a kid with that spirit and seasoning, I'm like, your household is all right.
Well, my kids must have come from an all right household. 'Cause baby, they some music kids.
I played James Brown yesterday,
Oh,
and the kid left doing this. I was like, "You got it.
That's
Keep
it.
going.
Got it.
Stick with it. Come on."
But that's
baby."
so important. You are
Yes.
planting seeds.
Yeah.
Yes.
Other than they wouldn't get in their immediate home or wherever they're from,
'Cause they gonna
teachers
be listening to
actually
Dirty
plant
Foot.
these seeds.
What did you say now? What you say? What you say? Why you trying not to call?
I'm sorry.
Wait,
I
what did
can't
you
say-
say?
I'm sorry.
Define dirty feet for 300.
Dirty Foot. She is a female artist, musician. No, she ain't no musician. She's a female rapper
Okay.
who is inspiring a lot of women with her ratchetness and filth. And I just call her Dirty Foot.
Okay then.
I said, who, baby? Boo, I love
Did you see me not try to
She talking
blink?
about Sexy Red.
Oh, see, because I don't listen. I listen
You're
to
not
the.
missing
I
nothing.
know.
I don't listen to it either. I just so when I'm out
I be struggling.
and I hear it, I just like freeze and try to act like I don't hear it because I don't want to blink. I don't want to move because I don't want nobody to think I like it.
And I be trying to understand, like, what she say?
Dirty Foots.
Now say it again. What she say?
Dirty Foots.
Now, let me ask you a few questions
Yes, sir.
before we get out.
Yes, sir.
Again, congratulations on Teacher of the Year. How
Thank
did
you.
that make you feel when you were chosen?
It made me feel appreciative, and that at least what I'm doing, my peers see it. Because it's not as, I don't know if admin votes, but my peers are the ones that voted.
Okay.
That's
So, and I
speaks
appreciate them. And I
volumes.
told them, I tell them thank you, because the way I'm set up at school, you actually have to come find me. I'm in the top corner,
good.
ain't on the dead end of the hallway,
Yeah.
and nothing happens on my hallway.
Yeah.
Nothing. I'm on that back end corner. My mentor, she's on the other side. So our corner is dead, especially after 6 periods. So I'm just surprised that they even knew my name.
That's
wow.
beautiful.
'Cause I
That's-
don't-
It shows that
Yeah.
what you're doing speaks volumes without even being seen, and that's beautiful. That is the true art
Yeah.
of teaching. That's the true art of being a humane person.
Okay.
Because I think there's too many humans in the world and not enough humane people that genuinely care
Ooh, I like that.
for people, and I just think that's dope.
So, and I kind of feel bad. I didn't tell you what else I do. So in the teaching, since I've been there, I teach. I got 2 courses where they're fresh off the boat, so no English at all.
So you know-
I'm an ESL history teacher.
So you speaking Spanish?
It's broken, but I know what I'm trying to say.
Uno momento.
One moment, please. No, you didn't say por favor.
Por favor.
But the other thing is though, it's not just Spanish. That's the other thing. People think ESL is just Spanish. No, it's any other language. But they're learning English as their second
So
language.
you're trying to group history and more
Our content
into displaying it for everybody who
to
may
them.
be from-
Yes, and then some things just
Wow.
don't translate. There's certain countries where there is no word for the English term.
Correct.
And so it can be difficult. And that's why I tell them, because nobody does what I do on my campus. I'm the only 8th grade ESL teacher that is not split. I'm the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So you don't want You don't want what I do.
Child,
Not unless you
you
like
need
it.
to grab your bag and leave.
Well, that's what I
when
do
it's
want
time
to
to
do.
go.
I do want to leave, but I don't want to leave education. So I would rather
Well, I'm
go
just
teach.
talking about when you leave that classroom,
Yeah.
you leave it behind.
You teach at Abbott Elementary, right?
No.
Oh, okay, that's not the big school.
But I would really legit. I would like to get dropped off in some country. To be specific,
Mexico.
okay, or somewhere Mexico, Vietnamese, somewhere in there, and just go teach.
But I
You
mean,
know
I
they
think
be
it's
doing
proper
that.
placement because you have, without you even knowing it, whatever you're speaking into existence
Yeah.
is
I
going
showed
to
up
happen
somewhere.
because
Yeah. I want to do that.
you're getting trained right now. So you
Okay.
never know what God has for you in the future.
I hadn't put that into that perspective. Thank you.
That's a word.
You got the training, so they can't say that you're not qualified to do it. You do it now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's a little heads up on it.
Yes.
Like
ma'am.
I tell people, shoot, it's their fault if they hire you.
It really is.
Shut
All they got to do
Because
is
I've been
train
trying
you.
to tell my own principal I need a behavior intervention plan. I've been trying to get one since I've been there, but she won't let me get one. Shout out to Miss Lori White over at Albright Middle School.
Oh, it's Albright,
in
not
A-Leaf.
Abbott.
No, not Abbott. Albright Middle School in the A-Leaf ISD.
Oh, that's what's
Absolutely,
up.
absolutely.
And my peers. Yes.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not going to be before you long, but number one, I appreciate you all wanting to come on the show
Yeah.
because I learned so much about you because you're so chill. Your roots be moisturized and everything. You guys even see people scalp when you got locked. Sometimes it don't be, I'll be like, let's get that retwist. I don't get that kente oil on your hair. But
Oh my God.
I do want to just thank you. And after hearing your story and more, I appreciate you. I appreciate your family for the upbringing that you've gotten.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you getting hung up on. So you did turn around and say, I got that money.
Hey,
money.
that's
Something
a
that
word.
he didn't remember. Sowing the seeds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You want a girlfriend, a boyfriend? Theo, give me that $200. Basically, that's what happened. And you came and you conquered. So I appreciate that. I truly do. And congratulations on Teacher of the Year.
Thanks, man. It's cool.
Like that's super freaking cool.
Yeah.
See, a teacher, I can't say the word. Super freaking cool. But
Clapping for you.
Thank you.
so if I can ask you one
Congratulations.
thing, again, the name of the show is the 3% Show. I believe people will tell you 97% of their truth, and that's admirable. But the 3% that's unspoken normally is the biggest thing, the worst thing. It drives you. It's something that when you truly want to give somebody a fresh start, if you leave with that 3%, you're giving somebody an honest chance to get to know you.
Mm-hmm.
In your lifetime, what do you feel like your biggest 3% is, man? What drives you, no matter in the past or currently?
I would say people just showing up and being the genuine self. A lot of
Roots.
times people drop the ball, and you got some people that, they I'm gonna do it by myself. I got this. But being genuine and also realizing it's okay to ask for help.
Mm-hmm. Open
It's
your
okay.
mouth.
You
'Cause we
got to say
don't
something.
suffer in silence.
Faith without works is dead.
Mm.
So if you need something, or if you know you can't do it by yourself, it's okay. Be genuine. It's okay. Hey, I need some
Right.
help.
Right.
So, and I think when you realize that, you're on the path to helping yourself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sometimes people do need self-help, even when Michael Bass, you can lie to anybody in the world, but you can't lie to yourself.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
a
learned
word.
that at Big 12 conference. And when he said that, the light bulb went off.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized self-sabotage,
Mm-hmm.
depression. I had so much dealing within myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I just commend you for getting the therapy that you need. It's reflecting in your classroom. Even though you don't want to be seen or pay attention to, people are watching you.
And I didn't know that.
That's why I said you're getting the training you want so you and Babe can
Get on out of here.
konnichiwa.
He said, shishini.
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 That's a word.
I don't know what that means.
But we think, look, we know where we got it from.
Well, I tell you what, I truly appreciate you being here. I truly do. I thank you for your time. Feel free to come back if you have more things to discuss. Or,
Yeah.
you know, I just want this to be a platform for you. So I'm not real big on it, but my therapist said I should say it. But when you're watching this, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you know somebody who's in tune or might want to teach or things of that nature, show them this, because people will give you flowers and daisies, but they won't show you that the dirt is where it grows from. So it has to come that root. So I appreciate that. Do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Again, shout out to Laura White, Monica Jones, Mr. Morales, Mr. Don Morales, all of the
Mr.
counselors at Albright Middle School, and of course, 100% of the staff that I work with. Thank you. I love you. Appreciate you for having my back. Come visit me. For real. Don't do it, though.
She in the corner. She in the corner. All right, well, again, this is another episode of the 3% Show. We have Miss T. We have Sheikah. She finally jumped on the horn. So we out.
All right.
All
yeah.
right.